walked out for WrestleMania 30. He walked out. He didn't walk out for 27, no, but he walked out for 30.
My whole thing, no, it's not the fact that he walked out. It's not the fact that he walked out. But I'm talking about the embodiment of Undertaker was drug out on the stretcher.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I don't think that's the case. I think that the man lasted 21 years, and the fact that he lasted 21 years, regardless of him losing, is still a feat. It just happened. It didn't happen the way we wanted to, but it happened, and I'm kind of glad it did because it had to end. Period.
And I mean, okay, great, and that's that it happened. I mean, I'm not saying it was gonna happen regardless, because he was gonna get to the point where he couldn't do it anymore. I'm not mad about that. I'm mad about
you just mad about the way it went out. Yeah, I mean, I got you.
Basically cheating him.
That's the thing. I don't think he felt cheated. I really don't think he felt cheated. I think that he knew it, because like I said in my video, there were several signs that showed us it was about to be over, especially when the number 22 casket popped open and caught on fire. Hence right there. We all knew who 22 was, and we knew that ain't gonna happen if that casket catches on fire. With that symbolism right there, man.
No, it just kills me that these guys could sit there and let Undertaker go through with this. How do you not let that man retire with his streak after everything he's done?
He had to. It was something that was going to eventually happen. Like, it was something that was going to eventually happen.
Why would it have to happen?
Thank you.
Okay, we're like I hate to break this up, but we're like 2 minutes over the limit. But hey, we're gonna fit in some Nancy Grace. So we're gonna fit in maybe about good 5 more minutes of Nancy Grace. Screw it, I'll figure out how to fit it on there. But I didn't know what the big deal was with her until Mr. Rout sent me the actual clip between her and DDP that are about the interview that she did with him. You always get the idea that some dumb reporter is going to spout out an opinion with absolutely no fact. That's a given. That's not the one thing that pisses me off. The one thing that bothers me is the fact that she literally had the gall to put a list of deceased wrestlers. A scrolled up list on the age and their names of who died. And her own personal theory that they all died of steroid abuse. But here's the thing. They had 3 people that we all know what really happened to him. And one that was painfully obvious that did not die of drug overdose. She had Miss Elizabeth up there. She had Eddie Guerrero up there. And nobody knows how Eddie died except for Vince and Vicky. And also we have Owen Hart. Now we all know how Owen Hart perished. We end up seeing him. He died on the air.
Are you serious?
She had Owen Hart up there.
Oh, yeah.
Her own personal opinion, thinking that he died of steroid abuse, when we all know how he personally passed away. And that's insulting to me. If you're going to actually make a story, and you're going to actually plan this out, a story of one of the biggest sports entertaining fields of all time, in my humble opinion, you're going to have a story about that, you better get your darn facts straight. Especially talk to the families before you even do that. Before you put their deceased family member up there scrolling up a list of people that have died, and put your own personal opinion up there without even talking to the family. That's disrespectful and tasteless on my end. That's how I feel about it. I want to hear y'all's thoughts.
I didn't even know
if I was Natalya, if I was Brett. I mean, if I was Natalya, if I was Brett, if I was them, I would go the hell off for them doing Owen's name like that.
I mean, seriously, it's insulting. And she did the exact same thing about Ultimate Warrior. She made the assumption that Ultimate Warrior died of steroid abuse when there was absolutely no proof that he has done that. There wasn't even an autopsy done when she made that statement. And she had so-called advisors, people that knew what really happened when they didn't have a freaking clue. Neither one of them did. And they're making these statements on the air. That was insulting to me, especially someone who was a fan of the Ultimate Warrior, who remembered every entrance, who even saw some of his matches as a child. That was insulting to me as a fan. But I'm gonna back off because I don't want to like get on my high horse. I'm gonna back off and let y'all talk. Dustin, you go next.
Well, I'll say this now. I didn't see it live, but I'm sure just by reading that was enough about just reading about it. I mean, talk about pure ignorance about the business. I mean, this lady just has know it all over her head. She has no idea what the hell she's talking about. She's trying to spread all this negative vibe about the wrestling business, and you know what? It's so sad because all this is spreading even more negative stigma to wrestling that doesn't need to be there because she has no idea what the heck she's talking about. You could tell that she had no idea what she's talking about. She must have just embarrassed herself on live TV. I mean, like, could you be more ignorant than that? Talk about spitting on the face of all the wrestling fans worldwide. And even the family members of these people, it's just sad, pure ignorance.
For crying out loud, it was so disrespectful. I mean, the man just passed away. For crying out loud, he just passed away. Have some taste. Good grief.
That's the fun. Way to put a negative spin on it. It's so sad.
Go ahead, Brandon. Sorry.
Guys, she's spitting out steroid accusations.
I understand that, with the whole Benoit thing, they still haven't got over that. But they're going to have to get over it because, but even though there probably is steroid abuse,
they need to.
There always has been, but get your facts straight first. For one, it's disrespectful. I mean, Ultimate Warrior just passed away a day before. Have some respect for the family that's still grieving. Crying out loud.
Seriously. And Brandon, I know you're tired of hearing it because you're actually in the wrestling business. You are actually an amateur wrestler, and I know you probably have heard it a lot.
Oh my God. Yeah, we actually have somebody who has been accused more than once of doing it, and I can tell you for a fact that man that I wrestle with has never touched anything like that. But he even got on the local news around here when someone accused him of it.
Lily, you have any thoughts?
Normally, I can sit up there and I can say, Nancy Grace, normally talk. She gives some good insight into stuff. I didn't know anything about this until you just brought this up. So, I'm like, fuck Nancy Grace. Fuck anybody that decides to go by herself and, not try to get any kind of information because it's just wrong. Because I'm pretty sure that if it was a member of her... Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I cut you off. I didn't mean to.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Oh, no. I was like, pretty sure that if it was her, a member of her family and, something happened to them and for somebody close to her or some random news person starts finding out that it was for steroids and stuff, she'll be having a blue fit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you really got to put this on.
No doubt.
Regardless of, reporting or whatever else, you just can't, it's just not right, and you just don't do all that.
But, I mean, the video would pretty much be so frustrating and angry for you because it seemed like she is doing everything in her power to make DDP mess up. And I tip my hat off to DDP for handling it in a very mature way because that was his friend. And I know that if anybody talk to my friend like that, they'll get a mouthful of anger from me. Seriously. But DDP handled it very well. He handled it extremely well. And I tip my hat off for him. But I know that he was probably boiling inside with Nancy Grace literally doing everything in her power to get him to slip up and say something he's not supposed to say. Even though there probably wasn't anything that he had to say.
Oh, yeah. You know what scares me the most about this, though?
What?
Is the fact that when stuff like this, when tragedies happen, they usually come in at least 2 or 3. So I'm worried because I heard Jake Roberts has cancer of some kind. That worries me.
Yeah.
No!
Hopefully,
yeah.
I don't want everybody more deaths, but I know natural part of life is still sad.
Yeah. Especially if it's somebody you grew up with.
I mean, this has been an awful week, really.
Yeah.
And we're mourning the loss. We're mourning the loss of Ultimate. We're mourning the loss of the street. So yeah, I don't want to hear nothing else.
All right. Well, on that note,
no, really, it's loss. It is a loss. Anything traumatic that makes you basically go through a grieving process is considered a major loss. It's psychological.
Pretty much. I mean, it's like for the wrestling fan, there has been a lot of loss. There has been a lot of changes. But you know what? All I can say is that the Ultimate Warrior, he made his peace. The Ultimate Warrior had an awesome career. I will always remember the Ultimate Warrior sprinting down the ring like he was on fire and got in there and just put on an awesome show. I will remember the match that he had with Hogan. I love the Ultimate Warrior. That's not going to change it for me. Death is very sad. Death, you will always have that sadness and that feeling in you when people pass away. But you know what? I'm going to remember what he's done. I'm going to remember his legacy. And that's what's going to make me smile every day. I'm not going to remember all the ridiculousness that Nancy Grace tries to spout out. I'm going to think of Ultimate Warrior as the man that made me happy as a child. That's how I'm going to think about it. Anybody has any closing thoughts to make before we close off this audio?
Brock Lesnar, get rid of him.
Brandon, you have any closing thoughts?
All the top
Well, I do have one thing. I will say this in kind of a closing argument here. As far as the streak goes, I can understand the argument that you say, well, WrestleMania 30 launched the new era, and in a lot of ways, I can agree. I just got this warning / hope. WWE, with the Raw that you gave us after WrestleMania 30 with Paige and everyone, you have at least a majority of your fans back on your side. Don't fuck it up. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's a great way to end it. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening to this audio. I thank my wonderful panel that has his audio with me. Dustin Dreamboy899. Check out his audio that he just did with Vente Kid that he posted up this morning. Check it out on my Wrestling Fan Nation wrestling group. Brandon, you are an awesome heel. I hope they keep you as a heel. You are very creative as a heel, and you need to do more videos, dude. And and tell everybody your YouTube name once you decide to do vlogs again.
Huh? You cut out for a second. Tell what?
Oh, tell everybody what your YouTube name is.
Oh, it's MANG Master 2012. I'm changing that very soon because that's my friend's name he put on it, and that asshole never logs on. So yeah. and my homegirl Shalithia, aka Tama Girl, Tama Girl 101 girl. You really do need to start doing more vlogs, more wrestling videos, any kind of videos. I'm trying to encourage her. Y'all continue to bring the love and give her ideas so maybe she can start. But yeah, you need.
Huh?
Do a fuck Brock Lesnar video.
I like it.
Yeah, we got an idea. We got an idea. And y'all, if y'all want to join my Wrestling Fan Nation group, by all means do. Put your videos up, put your views on wrestling up there, and definitely check out Big D's view on WrestleMania 30 that I just posted today. Check him out because he had his own personal views about WrestleMania 30, and you will see his reaction to the streak, which is priceless. All right, y'all. On behalf of Dreamboy899, Brandon Goins, aka Mainmaster 2012, and Tama Girl 101. This is Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all.